So, car's on the dyno. Right now, Jordan is remoted in. So we're gonna do some rips, adjust some fuel, and see what happens. Alright, so the first one there is basically a baseline, but I'm not sure exactly why the graph looks like that at the end. I mean, every single, all the pulls I've done, I shifted into the next gear, third gear, just so the dyno isn't going at some crazy mile an hour in third gear, which is the 1-to-1 gear. So I'm not sure exactly why I did that, but it was the same as all the other pulls, so I don't know why it spiked up like that or it looks like that. But it doesn't seem to be much of a change so far just yet. Alright, so yesterday we ran into, not sure exactly yet, but hoping it's just fuel. The fuel is really old, it's like over a year old, so I probably shouldn't have been running it to begin with. But it just wouldn't make any more power. I mean, it was like 22 PSI on the 72 millimeter. It should have been 600 plus, but we couldn't get it anything above like 520 wheel. And that's with the fuel corrected and timing, everything was good. So I grabbed more fuel. Fresh fuel, so I'm just gonna leave it on the exact same tune, run it again, and see what it makes, and hopefully it makes more. Alright, so making some more power here. The car is starting to spin a little bit, so I had to steal the wife's weights so that I can hopefully get a little bit more traction. Alright, so this is day 3 messing with the car on the dyno. Yesterday we turned it up a good bit more. I think it was like usually around 30 PSI. And in second gear it was making like 620 wheel, and that's where we left it yesterday. And then I think we pulled some time, like 2 degrees out. So today I'm just gonna turn the boost up a little bit more. And I also might try a few third gear pulls on the dyno to see what it makes. I did one last time and it made like almost 50 wheel more versus doing second gear, but it also shut off at like 160 and I still was going. I mean, the dyno stops it previously stopped reading at like 160. I had to reach out to DynoJet. They sent me a new file, and that should allow me to do like 200 mile an hour. So I should be able to do a full pull now, all the way to 170, 180, 180, whatever mile an hour this car will do. I don't know. I've never put it up there, so I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna try that and then see what it does after we turn up the boost in second gear. So this is also the graph too. So one of the pulls we had an extra 2 degrees of timing in it, plus it was 2 or 3 pounds more boost. It was like 32 pounds boost, I think, this run. And it made, hang on, let me turn it around here. So it made 603 wheel, and that was at 32 PSI with an extra 2 degrees. Let me get this stupid pop-up out of the way. Holiday deal. All right, and then up top, if I turn it over to time or to mile per hour, you'd see this dropping off a little bit heavier, but that is from the rear wheels spinning. So in the last clip, you saw me put a bunch of weights in the back of the car, and then I also adjusted the straps. So this one, I made 622. It was 2 degrees less timing and 2 pounds less of boost, and it made almost 21 wheel more and a handful more torque. So I don't know. We'll turn it up some more. I think maybe the max might be like 35 today. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how the duty cycle reacts. It may accidentally do like 38. I don't know. But last time the stock motor at impact, it blew up. It threw a rod and bent every other rod. At 36 PSI, it was like between 36, 37 PSI is when it actually let go. But this has rods in it, but still stock in 52 pistons. So the rod should be okay this time, I'm guessing. But yeah, so I'm gonna do some second gear with a little bit more boost, and then I'll probably do a third gear just to see what it's actually making. You know, because that's the 1-to-1 gear. So I don't know, I'm hoping for at least 700. That'd be nice. So I'm done with the E36 for a bit. That's the end of this video. Unfortunately on the dyno, I turned it up more. It didn't break, but for whatever reason it's going lean. It wasn't making any more power. I turned it up to like 37, 38 PSI I think, which is about where I windowed the last block. Luckily, still together, even though it was lean. But it was going lean. Added like 15% of fuel up top, and it still was going lean. So I know something's going on. I don't know if maybe a fuel pump is dying. I only sat in the 85 for like over a year, so that's a little wild, I know. But I just like to send it. If it works, it doesn't. But the car still works, right? So I could run like lower, under, I don't know, 35 PSI, and it'll work fine. Above that, it goes lean. I still have like 2 months before any tracks start to open up anyways. So for now, I'm gonna stop messing with this, and I'm gonna resume on the E30. So the next video is gonna be probably working on the trans. I still have a lot of work to do with the trans, between soldering it, testing it, and bolting it all back up, and then putting it on the actual engine and mounting it in there. I know that I'm gonna have to probably do some clearancing in the tunnel of the E30, but I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm gonna start getting back on top of these videos a little bit more now that I have more time in the garage and I'm not doing really too much garage related stuff, like with the dyno and all the other stuff. I don't think that anybody cares to watch that kind of stuff, so I don't ever record it. You know, like insulating or sealing up all the holes and whatever. So that's where I'm leaving off in this video. Like I said, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And I'm gonna be getting on here a little bit more.